sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Alright, so now that we have the OP25 software installed, if we go into the apps directory and do an ls, we're going to go ahead and install this right here, the SQL. So we'll just do an sh install and just tab it out. And we're going to let this install because we want to use the logs and we want to use everything the software has to offer. So we're going to let this install and we'll be right back. So now that that's installed, we need to add this line right here to the bash RC. So let me get logged back into this because I accidentally restarted it. Okay. So what we can do is do a sudo nano period bash RC. Scroll down to the bottom. We're going to paste this guy in there like such. Do a Control X, Y, and enter to save. Now we can do a reboot. And I have my RTL plugged in, so we'll just let this reboot. Alright, so now we're SSH'd here into the apps directory, and I also have another terminal up, and we're in the OP log directory. So now we're going to go ahead and start the OP25. So for example, I got the RTL with a gain of 30. I have my PPM set at 0. We're going to be using the trunk TSV file, sample rate. We don't need to run the P option, but we can. The GUI. So let's get this started. And with that one being started in that one, we're going to switch over to this guy. And we're going to run the following script here. Just by doing the following there, we'll click OK. So with that running in the background there, we could switch over to the interface here. The IP address of your Pi with port 8080. And as you can see, it's using the generic TSV files that's in the apps folder right now. And if we click on logs, you may get an error message. And if we get this, we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So we'll just do a Control C to stop everything from running on both terminals. Move this guy down a little. Then what we are going to do is run the following command here, and it should fix everything up. Alright, so now that that's installed, we'll clear out of there. We'll get back into our directory here. So we'll go ahead and restart the RX script. Switch back over. Let's start this guy. Alright, so we got it back up. Let's click on the logs. So that's a little bit better now. Now it's throwing some errors out, but this is a lot better. So what we need to do is make sure we have SQLite 3 installed. And also we need to reset the database. So We'll go back here. We'll stop that. So we'll just go ahead and install this guy. Then we will reset the database here. So we'll just get back into the apps folder and do that. So it used to say that it was too small. Now it says there's no data, which is good. So we're going to go ahead and do a reboot just to make things ever a little bit more happier. Alright, so the next big step is adding your TSV file. Now you're going to need a premium account with Radio Reference to get this, unless you know some people that can get it. So what we need to do is, if we go into our OP25 apps folder and scroll down here to the trunk, if we open this guy, as you can see here, now this is the one I'm using for this video, but we can name the station whatever, the control channel. Then we need to update the last three of the NAC. Now this is off a little bit, but no big deal. Then our file is called fuzz TSV. So if we come up here to my fuzz file and open it, as you can see here, we got two columns. Now this is better to look in if you got like Excel, Microsoft Excel, or if you download the version for Linux, which I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. All right, while that's downloading, what we need to do is you need to get your TSV file. So we'll just say if we live in Kansas and we just click on a county here and let it come up, P25, so we'll click on that guy. We'll scroll down, now we'll pick a county, so we'll just pick that one. So here's the NAC that I was talking about, that you need to update the last three of. So you would replace that with what is on the website here. We need the control channel, which is normally in red with a C, but we don't need the C. So we would take that frequency and replace it over that. Then we can let this alone. Now we need to make a file, a TSV file, and we can name it whatever. So you can rename this to whatever you feel like. Then what we need to do is click on downloads and download this guy here. Now you're going to have to log in. Now once you log in, it'll download it. So once you pull that up, it will look like, Alright, so once you download the TSV, here's what it'll look like. Let me pull one up here. So, like I said, it'll make it a little bit easier. So we'll click OK here. And that's not the right one that I want. So, alright, so once you download this, here's what it'll look like. Now, obviously, the information will be different, but we only need to focus on the decimal column and the category column. That's all the description column, sorry. That's all we really need to worry about. So, normally what I do is I just delete these and only focus on the decimal and the description. So if we delete these guys, now we need to remove the row here for that. Then we'll just go to File, Save As. We'll uncheck this guy. Then we'll let that go, we'll say. Then put TSV. Then we can put this under whatever folder you want. We can figure this out here, what's going on. Alright, we'll just save it in the documents for now because I'm not going to be using this one anyway. So we'll do TSV, period TSV, save. Then we want to use the CSV format. We're done with that guy. So, since we named that what it was here, we left it alone. Documents. This is what we need to do. We can actually just go like this, and we can just copy the name, because when we put that in the apps folder, or if you already saved it in the apps folder, we need to go down here to our trunk folder, then replace that guy with what we just made, like such. So it knows what folder to pull from. So we won't save that. So once that's done, you're pretty much done. We can start the program. So we can run that guy. And run him. Then we can switch over to this. And you got your config folder options here, your config options, your home. Here's all your information under the receive. If we click on logs, now we're getting that error message. Let's restart it. There we go. Maybe I just had to refresh it, but I restarted it and it fired right up. So here is the log page. Now, like I said, I'm new to a lot of this, especially this GUI setup, so bear with me here. But as you can see here, got a lot of options. But the main thing, you know, a lot of people be focusing on is this page right here. So I'm running this on a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus at the moment, just for the purpose of this video. And obviously you can see how fast it is. So, and there we go, logs fired right up. So hopefully this kind of helped out. Sorry if it drug on so long, but hopefully it does. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another one.